On this day in 1789, the first U.S. Electoral College chooses George Washington as president and John Adams as vice president. On this day in 1938, Adolf Hitler seizes control of the German army and puts Nazis in key posts. The Ossewa Brandwacht, meaning Oxwagon Sentinel, was founded as an Afrikaans nationalist organization in Bloemfontein, South Africa, under the leadership of Colonel J.C.C. Laas on this day in 1939. The inscription, My God, my volk, my land, South Africa, means, My God, my people, my country, South Africa. Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is released on this day in 1938. The Seven Dwarfs comprise of, in alphabetical order, Bashful, Doc, Dopey, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, and Sneezy. Clinton Pierce becomes the first U.S. general wounded in action in World War II. The medal shown here is the Purple Heart, awarded to those wounded in action. On this day in 1945, Winston Churchill, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Joseph Stalin meet at Yalta to discuss the final phase of World War II. On this day in 1962, the first U.S. helicopter shot down in Vietnam. The Vertol H-21C Shawnee helicopter was one of 15 ferrying South Vietnamese troops into battle near the village of Hong Mai in the Mekong Delta. With Yasser Arafat as its leader, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, or PLO, was founded on this day in 1969. On this day in 1974, Patricia Hearst, the 19-year-old daughter of publisher Randolph Hearst, is kidnapped by members of the Sudanese Liberation Army. On this day in 1977, Fleetwood Mac releases the album Rumours. It will go on to sell more than 20 million copies and become the 9th biggest selling album ever. Studio 54 holds its grand closing party on its last night in business on this day in 1980. Right, hey, let's have a look at a few birthdays for today. Charles Lindbergh, the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic, was born on this day in 1902. Rosa Parks, the American civil rights activist who refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white passenger, was born on this day in 1913. Rocker Vincent Furnier, better known of course as Alice Cooper, was born on this day in 1948. And boxer Oscar de la Hoya was born on this day in 1973. Boer War General Piet Cronje dies on this day in 1911. Karen Carpenter, who along with her brother Richard formed the Carpenters, dies of anorexia at the age of 32 on this day in 1983. Pianist and showman Liberace dies at the age of 67 on this day in 1987. Florence Green, the last surviving veteran of World War I, dies on this day in 2012. She was 110 years old. And finally, the first air flight from London to South Africa begins on this day in 1920. Unfortunately, all 4 aircraft that took off from London crashed on the African continent. After borrowing an aircraft from the South African Air Force, 2 South African pilots, Lieutenant Colonel Pierre van Reineveld and Captain J.C.Q. Brandt, finally made it to Cape Town. The journey took 1.5 months. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and tune in tomorrow for another This Day in History.